Good afternoon. Welcome to the Super Capone Zone. Today I'm going to show you how a single guy makes pizza. And just for the record, if you live in town, you just walk to your local pizza shop or gas station and get a slice. But I don't live anywhere near town, so I'm going to make my own pizza. To start with, I have my recipe and I have a bread maker. I'm going to use this because after it's done mixing, it will heat it just slightly, warm it, and that will help the dough to rise quickly. So we'll start with a cup of water. And then I'm gonna do 2 teaspoons of sugar. I'm going to do 1.5 teaspoons of salt. That's 1/2. 1.5 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And we're going to add a little more after it's done, so the exact measurement on that one's not imperative. Dry this out so the flour doesn't stick. We're going to do 3 1/4 cups of bread flour. One. 2. 3. 3 1/4. And then yeast. So I need 1 3/4 teaspoon of yeast. That's 1. That's close enough to 3/4. Now I'm going to put this in my bread maker, lock it in place. Plug it in, and then select the program for the dough, hit start, and that's going to take 1.5 hours. So I'll be back in 1.5 hours. Alright, so it's been 1.5 hours. I'm going to take it out of the bread mixer, unplug it, and if we pull the dough out, you can see I've got nice pizza dough. Now what I do is, because like I said, we're making it for the single guy, not for an army, I split the dough in half, and then I roll half into a little ball and put it in a container. That's going to go in the freezer. What I'm going to use today, I have an upside down plastic storage bowl to keep it airtight while it continues to rise. And then remember I said we're going to add a little bit more olive oil anyways. So to prevent it from getting a skin over the top as it dries, we're just going to put a little bit of olive oil and rub it all around, and that'll keep the dough nice and moist and not have a dried out skin on the outside. Cover that and let it rise for another 2 hours. See you then. Alright, so it's been a couple hours. and it's time to make the pizza. First thing I'm gonna do is put the oven on 475. Ooh, no, I don't have it that high. Start. And while that's heating up, we'll make the pizza. And after 2 hours, it's risen a little. It doesn't rise a whole lot, but it does rise more than it did originally. And I'm not going to do any fancy dough flipping or anything like that. I'm just going to stretch it out a little at a time until it gets to as thin as I want. And I don't like super thin pizza, but I don't like super fat pizza either. So I guess it would be thick, super thick pizza. So I'm just going to keep stretching it out. See what I got here. Let's see what that looks like. There we go. Looking good to me. Now I'm gonna spread some pizza sauce. And I don't like a whole lot of pizza sauce, so I spread this pretty thin. That's a good even mix of sauce. Next we got our cheese. I got mozzarella cheese. I bought the pre-shredded because I'm lazy and I don't want to shred cheese. Sometimes I buy the Italian cheese mix, which I don't even know what other cheeses it adds to it, but it adds a couple other Italian style cheeses. But today I have just mozzarella. That looks good. Next we're going to add the pepperoni. And I like to do a nice even layer pepperoni because they all shrink when you cook them, so it won't be as spread out of a layer. Okay. Next I have some sliced up Italian sausage. I think this is hot Italian sausage. Just gonna crumble that on there. And then finally I have some bacon bits. And yes, I know it's pork, pork, pork. You might say, where are the vegetables? Remember, this is how a single guy makes pizza. So vegetables don't belong on a pizza. If you want vegetables on a pizza, don't come to my house. And now I just gotta wait for the oven to finish warming up. So my oven just got to 475. You can see, got a nice little looking pizza there. I'm gonna throw it in about the middle of the oven, and I'm gonna cook it for 12 minutes. Well, time is up. Let's pull it out and see what it looks like. Look at that. Mamma mia, that's a good looking pie. And I mean, you can see the crust is nice and brown. Let's turn the oven off. I'm gonna slide it out. Just like that. And I gotta let it cool for 3 or 4 minutes. Otherwise I'll burn the roof of my mouth off because the cheese is too hot. So in 3 or 4 minutes we'll cut it up and see what it tastes like. Okay, it's been 3 minutes. Should have cooled off to the point where I can eat it. So let's cut it up. And this is actually 3 meals for me. I'll cut it in 6 pieces and then eat 2 pieces at a time. Sometimes 3. So you can see It's not super thin, but it's not thick either. Got a nice little crust around the outside, and like this one, it'll flop, but it's not entirely so far that the toppings slide off. Still very hot, but I did not burn the roof of my mouth. So we're good. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.